Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back. News and Views with me, Julie Ali Raicho and Salam Media. Our first interview is going to be covered by a Turkish journalist based in South Africa, and that is Türkmen Terzi, about the terrible tragedy that unfolded in Turkey over the weekend. The death toll in northern Turkey mine explosion has risen to 41 people. Rescue workers have concluded operation at the site of the mine in Amasra, as President Erdogan has confirmed that the last missing miner was found dead. Inna Lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. Assalamu alaikum to you, Brother Türkmen Terzi. Welcome to the program, under very, very sad circumstances indeed.
Alaikum salam. Yes, indeed, this is very sad. Mining accident in Turkey. We are, like South Africa, highly depend on the coal mines. But that coal in Turkey, we have not that quality like South Africa you have. So we have open cast mine also, that one like deep mine. So unfortunately, these mine accidents are increasing, have been increasing in the recent years. In that mine, there are reports, the Court of Accounts 2017 and 2019 report shows this mine is now reached 300 meter depth, is 300 meter. So there is a high risk. But unfortunately, the Minister of Labor, of Turkish Minister of Labor and Social Security, they didn't send any inspectors. This is the state-owned mines. And then one of the victim, Erdogan talked to one of the women, brother of the victim. She said, her brother who is died now said, there's a leak, like they are going to blow, up. The accident will happen, we call grease fire dam. Is always happening. Unfortunately, lots of negligence, like you have to first ask the authorities. So there's no inspection. And in this mine accident actually is reminding the 2014 accident. Over 300 people died. That time I was in also South Africa, and I go to the South African mines and I see the life bags and the rescue chambers, mining rescue chambers. So it is compulsory in mines in South Africa. You can go and see. But in Turkey, unfortunately, we don't have. So in that Soma mine, in the agency, there were no any mine rescue chambers. And in Barton, the recent now, the accident happened on Friday evening, they say only one rescue chambers, like a room, like in the time of the accident, you are just taking refuge, you are moving to this room, and you are carrying life bags with you. This life bags gives you the oxygen more than 30 minutes. So in Turkey, they don't have these things, and that is a very unfortunate. And plus this, President Erdogan's insensitive statements is making things worse. He says, the mine accident, we believe in fate, like a destiny, takdir, Allah's takdir, and these things will always happen. We should know that. Can you say as a president? It means you are blaming every good things coming from you. He says, give me the votes and I will do everything in order to do okay. You take your part. You are blaming every bad things, sorry to say, for Allah, and all the good things you are doing. So that is very wrong, this insensitive statement. And in 2014, mine accident, there were protests. And the Erdogan spokesman beaten the people. Can you imagine that? So this is an unfortunate and very interesting thing. This same mining, 190 incidents happened in this year alone in this mine. I think next year. So even if you have a one incident in South African mine, you cannot operate this mine. South Africa's, the securities in the mine, like the rescue, all of these precautions, is very, very extremely strict in South Africa. But in Turkey, it's very unfortunate. We are facing all these is tragedies. Now 41 died and many is injured. These are very poor people. And in Turkey, you know, the workplace accident in the first 9 months of 2022, it means this year, 1,359 people died, not in the mine, but in workplace. So can
It
you
is very
imagine?
sad. It is very sad to hear all of that because Turkey is being promoted all around the world as the ideal holiday destination. I mean, I know of so very many family and friends that go to Turkey, and there are amazing sights to see in Turkey. I know one of the big attractions in Turkey is obviously Konya. The site of Jalaluddin Rumi's grave. And of course, this tourism does bring in much needed currency for the Turkish people. There's the city of Cappadocia, which is the hot air balloon capital possibly of the world, where people flock to. And you get this amazing picture of Turkey being a world-class city, providing all the fun elements, luxury elements, good shopping, affordable shopping, etc., for foreigners. I should imagine for locals as well. The other thing Turkey is also promoting in a very big way is investment. So you can invest in property, and you can get residency. Or permanent. You can become, a permanent citizen, depending how much you obviously invest in Turkey. But when we hear of incidents like these, the mining tragedies, the workplace negligence, the fact that government's not taking accountability, one needs to rethink the status quo. I've been telling people I know that Turkey is being promoted as the tourist destination, and also for people to go and resettle people who want to emigrate. That is a country that lots of people are thinking about, but not with this type of tragedy unfolding. And you suggesting that there are issues around possibly employment equity and workplace safety issues.
You know, can I tell you? Yes, Turkey is a very good tourist destination, and it is in the middle of whole world. So that is very good. But few years ago, I can give you an example. Like our lira was 5 times stronger than South African rand. Now your rand is stronger than our lira. It means we lost almost like 500% value against like your currency and the dollars or whatever. So Turkish nation become very poor now. So the inflation is the highest. Yes, for you as a foreigner and the tourist and the investors are, Turkey is a very good destination. And Turkish companies are making big profit, like in South Africa, is the big companies are making profit. But what about the people? Majority of the millions of Turks are now, according to just report last week, is 1 out of 4 kids are going back hungry in Turkey. So we were very rich country. So the big companies are making a profit. But now, say in South Africa, a teacher, say 25, 30,000, say earning a month. So they can afford. But in Turkey, according to lira, now one teacher is earning 7 or 8,000 according to South African currency. And rent is in Istanbul now 7 or 8,000. So how are you going to survive in Turkey? So
Absolutely.
Turkey is now becoming very poor and lira is lost values. It is good for you. It is good for the South African tourists, investors, but it is not good for Turkey. And these incidents are accident, these
So,
mining incidents, very sad.
let's come back to the issues. Why has the lira become so weak? What are the issues that has impacted on the value of the lira in Turkey?
Because, the first of all, there is no rule of law in Turkey, unfortunately. So the many investors are leaving Turkey. And then no production in Turkey now. We were the agriculture country, we produce everything. So now we importing everything from abroad. So no production, and certain companies are, like the ruling party only running this business. And Erdogan is interfering the central bank. He have his own conservative, what you call the interest rate issue. He doesn't want high interest rate, so he is lowering interest rate. Then it caused high inflation. These are the technical things. So he interferes. In South Africa, you cannot interfere central bank, but he interferes. He changed the governor. How many central bank governor we changed last 3-4 years? More than, I think, 5. So all the mining rights Erdogan is holding. So you need a rule of law, first of all. In South Africa, you have the rule of law. You have the property rights. So many youth are now leaving Turkey. More than 50,000-60,000. You cannot imagine how many Turks are leaving Turkey, but now is the foreigners are coming. So Russians are coming. I was speak to many embassies.
Let's stop there. I need to take an ad break. I want to pick up on all of those issues right after the ad break. Please do bear with us.
This is Salam Media.
There's no smell that takes me back to the comfort of my childhood than the smell of black seed oil being applied by my nanny. Now I'm using Tib black seed in my own home to soothe sniffles and coughs, to help with digestion and immunity, and of course, as part of my beauty routine. After all these years, I've come to appreciate the wisdom in finding comfort and shifa in trusted treatments like Tib black seed. You can find Tib black seed at all leading pharmacies or find out more at blackseed.co.za.
Devastating floods in Pakistan have washed away villages, claimed the lives of more than 1,000 people, damaged nearly 1 million homes, and left over 33 million people in desperate need of help. As the catastrophe unfolds, Islamic Relief is on the ground, reaching people with life-saving aid. Our team are working tirelessly to deliver food and shelter. Your support is urgently needed now to help save more lives. Donate now to Islamic Relief.
Ah, the kitchen, the heart of the home, where memories are made and celebrated. Our go-to place for those freshly stacked pancakes early in the morning or for that late-night snack munchies. We are in there together, cooking, eating, and celebrating life together. Let's keep the kitchen a place that is shared by everyone, where we build stronger bonds and grow together. Sunfoil, Now We Cooking. Visit nowwecooking.co.za for recipes that everyone can help make.
When the perfect blend of stylish decor, exquisite halal cuisine, and warm hospitality come together, it could only mean Al Bayt Lodge, your true home away from home. Al Bayt is the ideal heaven for families, business people, and tourists with its 4-star family rooms and other luxurious facilities, conveniently situated close to Port Elizabeth Airport, the beach, and other amenities. Your stay will be truly unforgettable, as you'll be taking home lasting memories of the warm hospitality, the serenity and tranquility that Al Bayt has to offer. For reservations, call 041 583 6415 or visit www.albaytlodge.co.za.
Rejuvenating media day by day. This is Salam Media.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. It is News and Views right here on Salam Media. Thank you for your company. We are talking about the Turkish mining tragedy. It happened obviously Friday night. And to talk to us about this issue and other issues relating to the Turkish economy and life in general in Turkey is Türkmen Terzi, a Turkish journalist. Brother Türkmen, let's just come back to you and you have indicated that the Turkish lira is very, very weak. It makes it very lucrative for people from overseas, like South Africa and all around the globe, to invest in Turkey. Apart from investment in properties, what other investments can they do? Bearing in mind that you've indicated that productivity is not, in the past, Turkey used to produce their own food and lots of other things, lots of other entities. You are now saying that you're importing the majority of essentials for Turkey. Why has the productivity level dropped? That is a direct result of the youth wanting to leave Turkey, because obviously that indicates there are no employment opportunities for them.
You know, the say agriculture is no more profitable, like, because the oil price is extremely high. Then you have in South Africa, you know, like you have 20%, okay, 30% increase. Then you know, the price is going down. You know, you can manage. But in Turkey, is petrol price is increasing is unbelievable. Like, you know, like 300%, 400% last few years. So the electricity is extremely high. So the agriculture is no more profitable in Turkey. And the ruling party now is in the country last 20 years, their own circles, their own people are importing. So for instance, we used to have the sugar, you know, the factories are producing sugar. So they all closed down and they are importing sugar from abroad. So we used to have lots of other production and they closed down, and then it is for their own people to become like in a quick way, be a rich. So most of things they are importing. So then many factories are closing down or closed already. So cost of living is now extremely high. But this is for Turkish people. It's not for outsider. For as a South African, if you have like put an investment, it is very profitable in Turkey. Tourism investment, any kind of investment, but you need to have a support from ruling party. Like you need to be close to them. Like otherwise, you cannot invest in a one night. Like they can come and take over your properties or your companies.
Is there a lot of corruption in Turkey by government
Yes,
officials,
it's
like
extremely.
we see in South Africa?
Yes, it is an extreme way. And Turkey is no free country. You can check all the, you know, like international communities reports, UN report, US report, Amnesty report. Turkey, they say, is no more free country. So we used to have very strong unions during 1990s. So now, imagine in 2014, they protested Erdogan, they protested the government, the ministry. What happened? Erdogan's spokesperson beaten the people, and two gendarmerie, you know, soldiers keep him. He's a victim. He's a victim. Can you imagine? And 400 people die, and you are going there and you are beating people. Can you imagine this thing happen in South Africa?
Turkmen, let me come in here regarding the issue of the unions. Are you saying there are no longer unions in operation in Turkey looking after the interests of the people, very especially the coal miners? Would that also mean that if you had strong unions in Turkey, we wouldn't have been seeing this tragedy unfolding? Because obviously the unions would have insisted on safety measures being safety inspections being carried out on a regular basis, and we wouldn't have seen this horrible tragedies,
Yes.
the mining tragedies.
Yes. So unions are there, but what happened to union? They divided all the unions, and then you cannot have any protest. So if you go to the street, you are banned. Like you cannot go. In Gezi Park protest, the seculars protested in 2013. What happened? How many of them died? And how many of them police use excessive force? So even you cannot gather. Like when the moment you gathered, our police are coming. You know, we have very strong police in Turkey, and the tear gas and the cannons, and they are very, you know, like strong people. So they disperse the crowd. So, and then the media, he closed down 170 media since the corruption allegation against Erdogan 2013, before the coup attempt. There's a corruption case against Erdogan's family, 17-25 December. So what happened? He jailed, closed down 170 media houses. And more interestingly, last week, Erdogan introduced the social media law. So the moment you criticize of Erdogan or his government, you will end up in the jail. So this is like a North Korea type social media law. We can talk later in another program. He
Okay.
introduced.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we are running out of time.
Yes.
Obviously, you, with your very outspoken views on the ruling government, the Erdogan government in Turkey, you obviously can't go back home, can you? You are on that.
So can I
On
say?
that,
Yeah,
yes.
I am always outspoken, not for only Erdogan. I'm a very patriot. Like I love my country. So I'm critical of all the wrongdoings, not for only Erdogan. For I write foreign policy. I criticize any government, any state, anyone like who are doing wrong things. We are a journalist, so we have to do that.
Okay. Finally, do you believe that the families of the victims who so tragically were killed in this mining disaster, which could have been avoided if you had stronger unions in place, and if you had the government that had taken a better interest on the welfare of the people, the miners, we wouldn't have had this tragedy. But will the victims' families be compensated? Though I think it's too little too late. But anyway, you have indicated they are very, very poor people. Will the government, will Erdogan do the right thing by making sure that the victims' families are well taken care of?
Actually, very unfortunate in the Soma incident, the same thing in 2014, they didn't pay compensation. They pay very late, years after years and years. You can watch the tries. All the victims are crying. Even the another incident, very well, Mavi Marmara victims. So even they didn't pay the compensation to the Mavi Marmara victims. How many years passed? They giving, but it's a very limited. And after many years, it's very unfortunate.
Okay, and that's where we have to leave it. Türkmen Terzi, Turkish journalist based here in South Africa. And in closing, I also want to say I didn't know the man, but I heard the most amazing things about Uncle Ali. Sadly, the South Africans and South African Turkish community were saddened on, the passing away of Uncle Ali. I just heard the most amazing things about this man. I've never met him, but people were saying the most wonderful things about him. So just know that we South Africans also reached out and felt your pain on the passing of the late Uncle Ali. We continue making dua for him, inshallah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You go well. Thank you for talking to us this morning. Türkmen Terzi, Turkish journalist based here in South Africa. Assalamu alaikum. It is 8:31 a.m. exactly. News and views right here on Salam Media. And Tembisa Fakude, senior researcher at AfriCID, is standing by to talk to us about the president's visit to Saudi Arabia. What does that mean? I'm hoping good news for us as South Africans. I'm hoping a deal can be struck as far as oil reserves or oil to South Africa, direct supply of oil to South Africa is concerned, so that at least there's some domestic easing of pricing and availability for us here in South Africa. But perhaps that is wishful thinking. We'll hear from Tembisa Fakude in a minute or two.